Hey you guys, and welcome back. Today is my October favorites. I have so many things to talk about. I feel like this is the most amount of products that I've ever had to share in a favorites video before. I feel like it was just a good month in general, but also for makeup and testing new things. I just discovered so many great products this month. It's also felt like the longest month of the entire year. I still can't believe it isn't Halloween yet. I feel like it's been taking forever. Not that it's been a really great month, but it's just been taking so long. My birthday feels like it was ages ago, like months ago. We had Thanksgivings, like Canadian Thanksgivings. My sister got married, the whole week leading up to the wedding, and then the whole weekend of the wedding. It felt very long and tiring. I was really exhausted by the end of it, and I got sick, which is great. But it was a really nice wedding. Kind of glad it's over though. I know, I think my sister's glad it's over too. Because I have so many products, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you guys so much for watching and enjoy. Let's start off with this. This is a primer by NYX. It's their Away We Glow Strobing Cream. I'm wearing it on my skin today. It makes my skin look so glowy and hydrated. I don't really have dry skin. I have dry patches, but not dry skin. So I don't really notice that it hydrates or moisturizes throughout the day. My skin isn't dry to begin with, but it just looks so beautiful on the skin. It's such a nice glowy product. Oh, it's just so good. I really like it. I've never tried like a strobing cream before, but this is such a nice glowy base for any foundation on top of it. I've been really liking a couple foundations lately, and it's kind of weird because I don't wear foundation like very often. I don't wear a lot of foundation to work, but lately I've been really reaching for foundations. This is the NYX Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation. Mine's in the shade Nude, and I'm wearing it on my skin today. It does not look like I'm wearing a mask. It looks very natural, super glowy and hydrated and beautiful on the skin. It's also very lightweight, so it doesn't feel heavy on my skin, and it lasts all day. And if I go to an event or something after work, my foundation still looks good by the end of the night. It also has really good coverage. I have to apply so little of this, like 3/4 of a pump, and it covers my entire face. I really like it. I also rediscovered this foundation. This is the Maybelline 24 Hours Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. Mine's in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. This is the one I actually wore for my sister's wedding, and I used it on her as well. I wanted something that was going to last all day. I also applied it with a sponge, and that's the way I always like to use this one because it is pretty full coverage. I forgot how good it was. It really does last all day. I don't know about 24 hours, but a really long time. Like at least 20 hours, because that's how long I wore it the day of the wedding. And then last foundation I want to talk about is another new one that I discovered. It's the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Radiance Foundation. Mine is in the shade F7. I like this foundation so much more than the original like Conceal and Define Makeup Revolution foundation. This one is just so nice on the skin. I would say it's full coverage. It says it's medium/full, but even with the sponge, I get full coverage on this. You really need super minimal product. You can make this foundation go a really long way, just like the NYX one actually. Like you can make both of these go a really long way. It looks glowy and dewy and fresh. It lasts all day when I go to work and come home. It's still on my skin and it still looks good. I feel like these foundations are going to be big deals for me in the winter time when my skin gets dry. Like I said, it's not dry right now, but it does get pretty dry in the winter. I also want to try out the Revlon Glow foundation that just came out. And there's a Maybelline one that's like the Dream Cover version, but it is radiant as well. It has hyaluronic acid. I'm just waiting for those two to come to Canada, but I'm gonna test them out once they do. I've also been loving the Conceal and Hydrate Concealer that came out with the foundation. This one's in the shade C6. I'm wearing this under my eyes today. I like it. I don't really ever have problems with concealers. I feel like most of them work for me, or I just make them work. Don't use a lot of concealer. I go super light-handed, so I find that most of them work for me. This one is really nice under the eyes though. It doesn't make my under eyes look crepey or, I don't know, like textured or anything. It's actually really nice. It's really been a dewy skin type of season for me. Honestly, it's been a dewy skin season for months now. I feel like since summer. I have been loving this face palette from Catrice. This is their California in a Box bronzer and blush palette. I love the two bronzers, especially the lighter one. I feel like that one is so nice and natural looking. I love it. Love the two blushes. The highlighter is probably my least favorite in the palette, but it is nice. Like, it's not a bad highlighter. It's so convenient. Everything's in here. Everything's really good quality. I'm so glad I was able to pick up Catrice in Shoppers because it's finally in stores. I feel like Catrice is becoming one of my favorite brands. They've just had a lot of good stuff, and I've been really liking them lately. Another blush that I've loved has been the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in the shade Rosy Pink. I picked this one up specifically for my sister's wedding because I felt like this was such a bride shade. The thing I don't like is the smell. I thought I would like it because I usually love coconut, but this is a very intense coconut scent. I am not a fan. It's pretty overpowering. Cool tone pinks are some of my favorite shades to wear in the winter time, so I just cannot wait to pop this onto my cheeks when the weather drops and it starts snowing. It also was the perfect shade for my sister. It just gave her that blushing bride look. So smooth and creamy and blendable. Okay, on my list of things to buy is a mug, like a heat warmer for my mug. Every time I have tea or coffee during a video, it gets cold within seconds. A couple eye products to talk about. Actually, a lot of eye products to talk about because I've been really liking a lot of eyeshadow palettes lately. The first one that I've been loving is this little guy from I Heart Revolution. This is in the shade Rocky Road. First of all, it smells really, really good, and the shades are just perfect. I picked this one up for traveling. I wanted to pick up more of these like little chocolate bar palettes, like the minis, but none of the other shades really interested me that much. This was the first one I actually saw that I thought would work for a travel palette. The metallics are wonderful. The mattes are the regular, like super easy to blend formula. I've been really liking it. Even though I haven't been using it on camera, it has been a go-to for me throughout the entire month of October. Another kind of travel-y type palette that I picked up and have been loving a lot is the Wet n Wild Coffin Break palette. This, I think, is limited edition. I hope it's not. This is such a good palette. I picked it up specifically because it was a travel-friendly kit. The only downside to this one over the Rocky Road one is that this one has a little mirror in it and this one doesn't, but the colors in here are stunning. The mattes are beautiful. You get a matte black, which is essential in my opinion, and you get all these beautiful shimmery shades. Such a nice formula. They're just so rich and pigmented. Now that I know the formula is just so good, pigmented, creamy, and blendable, I want to pick up more of these. I hope Wet n Wild does not stop making these because they're like $4, and for the quality, it's a steal. It's an absolute steal. Could not recommend this palette enough. It is beautiful, stunning, perfect for fall and life in general. Two more palettes to get through. This is another one that I picked up when I was trying some Catrice products, and it's the Catrice x Eman eyeshadow palette. Actually another really good travel-friendly palette to use because it has a mirror in it. It's very small and compact. Formula is really good on these. They're not overly pigmented, which I actually like. I prefer palettes that aren't overly pigmented. I tend to go heavy-handed with a lot of things, and it just makes it easier for me when I can build up versus blend away. But I really like the formula. I love the color selection. I used this one actually on my sister for her wedding, and I used it on myself as well, I think. Eman and Catrice did a really, really great job on this palette. This one is just perfect for that neutral, travel-friendly palette that I felt like I was missing in my life, and I'm not missing anymore. One more palette to talk about. This is the I Heart Revolution Creme Brulee palette. I knew that I would like this one the moment I saw it online. I knew it. I knew from the color selection that I was gonna love it. I'm wearing this one on my eyes today. I don't know what else to say about it other than it is amazing, and it has all of the shades that I love. You get all of these creamy, caramelly, mustardy tones in here, but you get a black as well as this violet shade up at the top. Just such a nice selection of colors. I Heart Revolution palettes haven't been interesting me that much, at least like not the chocolate bar ones. None of the recent launches have really inspired me, except for this one. If you are into these shades like I am, I think you will really love this palette. It is a really nicely thought out, laid out, formulated palette. I feel like I can create so many different types of looks with this palette. I have been loving it, so I had to mention it in this video. I am almost done, I promise. I have been liking shadow sticks as well as eyeshadow palettes. The shadow stick that I've been using a lot lately is actually, I'm pretty sure it's discontinued, and I'm also pretty sure mine is expired, but this is the Milani Shadow Eyes shadow stick in the shade Cafe Au Lait. It is so good and creamy, and it stays on my eyes all day. It blends super easily. Like, I will use this right onto my eyes and then just blend it out with my fourth finger. A lot of the times when I'm late in the morning, which is most of the time, I will just use this on my lid, blend it out with my finger, a little bit on my lower lash line mascara, and I'm out the door. I know that it is expired, but it's still going strong. Rediscovering that shadow stick made me want to purchase some new ones, so I picked up the CoverGirl True Naked Queenship eyeshadow sticks. The shades were listed online, like the names. On the actual packaging, there are no shade names. This one says 930. It's this nice taupey, bronzy shimmer shade. These will last on your eyelids forever. They do not come off. I struggle even at the end of the day removing them after they've been on my lids for like 12 hours. They still cling to my skin. They're very, very long wearing, but they blend really easily. As long as you kind of work fast, you're not gonna have a problem with them. I also have the shade 910 with me right now, which is a matte shade. Similar to Cafe Au Lait from Milani, I use this one all over my lid and just blend it out with my finger. I've just been really liking these cream shadows. I feel like I've slowly gotten into creams, like bit by bit, starting with like face products that were creams and then moving into cream eyeshadow. I feel like I should do a full face using only cream products. I wear almost all cream products to work every day, so if you guys would like to see that, let me know. Okay, 2 more eye products, and these ones are so good. I haven't worn them a lot, but when I did wear them, they were the best. This is the Essence You Better Work Volume and Curl Gym Proof and Waterproof Mascara. I use this on all of my sisters at the wedding, on myself, on my mom, on my aunt, and it really is waterproof. I know this because we all cried and we did not have any black streaks running down our faces. I wish I had more occasions to wear this, like waterproof mascara, because it worked really well and I was so impressed that nothing streaked. So if you're looking for something waterproof, this one is like $4 and it's really good. The other waterproof product that I used on everyone was the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil Liner in the shade Deep Onyx. It did not smudge or streak, even though we were all crying. I'm shocked that I cried, honestly, because I do not get emotional at all over romantic things. I don't know, I'm just very not a romantic person, so I'm really shocked that I cried at my sister's wedding. I mean, I did cry, not really for the romantic parts, I guess. It was kind of a different situation. I almost didn't even use the waterproof stuff on me because I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna cry. But I'm really glad I did because this worked really well. If you're looking for a waterproof, long-wearing gel pencil in black from the drugstore, check out the Maybelline Tattoo Studio. I kind of want to pick up the brown one they have, even for like every day. If you have like watery eyes like I do, which are actually dry eyes, this eyeliner will last all day and not smudge. I've been really loving those 2 products. They really pulled through for me at the wedding. My go-to brow products have been the Catrice Eyebrow Stylist in the shade Perfect Brown and the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow Gel in the shade Deep. I'm wearing both of these on my brows today, and I've been using them pretty much the entire month of October since I got them. These were really cheap compared to like the L'Oreal brow products or even the NYX Micro Brow. That one is expensive and you go through them so fast versus this, which I feel like I've sharpened it once since I got it and I've used it every day. 2 lipsticks that I want to talk about. I've been loving a lot of lipsticks this month. The Catrice Ultimate Matte lipsticks. This one I have right with me right now is in the shade 050. Really affordable and pigmented lipstick at the drugstore. It's super matte, like ultra matte. They are drying, like my lips definitely feel dry by the end of the day. The other lip product I've been loving is the Essence. This is Nude lipsticks. This is in the shade Legendary. A really, really nice creamy formula. I've been reaching for them almost every single day. Like not these two shades in particular, but these lipsticks in general. Both super affordable, like $4 or so, which is actually getting kind of hard to find at the drugstore. Like drugstore brands just keep bumping up their prices. I feel like if brands like Catrice and Essence and Wet n Wild can still charge low prices, these other brands can do it too. Okay, I feel like I've been talking for hours. The last two things I want to talk about are non-makeup. This is a new purchase of mine. I've always wanted a pair of over-ear noise canceling headphones. These are the Sony WH-CH700N wireless noise canceling headphones. They were on sale at Best Buy, which is why I picked them up. And they are really cool. Like the fact that they're noise canceling. I have never tried noise canceling headphones before, but at work now we have a more open concept. We just renovated our office space, so the open concept has made it kind of more necessary for me to get a pair of noise canceling headphones. These ones were on sale, like I mentioned. A friend told me about them and I picked them up. The noise canceling is not too intense that I can't hear when somebody is talking to me, like from behind. If they're like standing behind me and saying something to me, I can for the most part still hear them unless my music's too loud. But I kind of like that. I like that they're not completely noise canceling and they don't shut me off from the rest of the world entirely. They're wireless. I've only charged them once since I got them, and I've had them for like 2 weeks now, I think, and I've only had to charge them once, and I use them every single day at work. These are just so good. I'm so glad I got them. I want to pick up the little Sony ones, like the buds, the little pills that are wireless and noise canceling as well. I do wear these on the bus, but I don't want to just because they're kind of bulky and big, and I'd rather just leave them at work. In case you're looking for good over-ear noise canceling headphones that are not super expensive, check out these Sony ones. And last but not least is a book. This is my friend's book. He's letting me borrow it and I actually have to finish it. I have like a little bit left and I have to finish it before Halloween, which is like in a couple days, because that's when I have to return it to him. I kind of ruined his book too. I hate it when I ruin people's books that I've borrowed. I think it got wet or something in my bag when I was reading it and the rain got it or something. I might get him a new one actually and just tell him that I'll keep this one. It is a really, really good book. I didn't even tell you what it is. It's called A Fine Balance by Rohinton Mystery. I hope I said his name right. It's about 4 individuals living in India in the 70s, like in the 1970s. It's not a nonfiction, like this is a made-up story, but it's realistic. It's taking what people actually experienced during that time in India, and it's putting it into the lives of these 4 fictional characters. It's really, really sad. Like the things that happen in this book, I am like, what? Like how could this actually happen? And how did people actually live through this? I have been really liking it and I'm going to read it tonight. I'm actually really into like different types of like ethnic books that are about people living in other countries, not North America or Britain, because I feel like all the books I read either happen in North America or Britain. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know because I would love to hear them. Anyway, that sums up this video. This was so long. My favorites videos are usually really short and I have nothing to share, so I guess this month I just have way too many things to talk about. Thank you guys so much for all the support in October. I hit 8,000 subscribers. Welcome to any new subscribers and thank you guys so much for subbing and supporting me. If you have any video suggestions or things you'd like me to film, let me know. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Please subscribe if you would like to see more videos, and I will see you in my next one.